Oh, who's gonna get it into turn one? Will Ruleton be able to maintain that pole position? He gets a great run on the exit. He's on the outside. Ziggy tries to challenge back to the inside. Is it gonna be enough? Ruleton now has the advantage, and now Ziggy has the advantage. Ziggy's into the lead. Will he be able to hold on to it? Ruleton has to leave the space, but they don't. They don't. They turn in on Luke, and Luke is round. He doesn't believe what has just happened, and I don't believe it either. So they're now getting overtaken by their teammate. Their teammate is on the outside line at the moment. They don't have the advantage. They're going to have to give in. And Cohen right there, right behind as he goes off the circuit. I don't know what happened there, if he just locked up in the rainy conditions. And that is Marco out just before the pit lane entry, and that, interestingly, is a virtual safety car. DRS will be available, of course, when the dry weather kicks in for a little while, and we've got a bit of time until that happens. About, at least, I'm going to say 3 laps, maybe even 4. It's still raining at the moment, interestingly. Maybe even 5 or 6 is when we'll see DRS. I'm not entirely sure. The question is, will everybody try and stay on the inters until the end of the race, or are they going to go for a pit stop? If they do go for a pit stop, I assume that it will be to the soft tyre, of course. These guys are probably driving on dry setups, so we can expect that to be a factor, of course, as Ruleton seems very, very rapid in the straight line. Now, Nifo gets a lovely run, might even try and challenge. No, it's going to be short-lived. Ruleton makes a mistake. This is Nifo's time to pounce, and he's going to go for it as well. He's powering on with that ERS, has the outside line, going to go for the switcheroo if he can. Is he going to be able to get the run? It looks pretty good right now to the inside line. Has to lift off the frontal to avoid spinning on the curb, and Ruleton has just about got away with that mistake. So it's going to start to dry up. The question is it going to be enough to make a pit stop? And is anybody going to try and risk it to stay out, of course? Nifo goes fastest, as you do see he catches up nicely now to Ruleton. So Nifo could be on a bit of a roll. Will they be the fastest on the circuit in the dry conditions? That is the question. Intermediate tyres, the temperatures will be absolutely through the roof. And that is why you can see the AlphaTauri going fairly sideways through certain corners, of course. So these guys have got to be really careful with that they don't try and push it like it is an inter-tyre in inter-conditions, because all of a sudden they might find themselves in the wall. Zingy leads the way to try and make it another win. Is it going to be possible? He goes fastest, but Nifo immediately takes it away. And then we have Sidewinder, of course, and Igapro. Igapro immediately got close, but now he lost a little bit of time. He's got one more attempt at this. Once again, Ruleton gaining more time. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. This guy's going to come around the final few corners. Is he going to get the run? It looks like he's far enough ahead. It's not going to be possible for them to catch. And that is going to be Zingy come around the final corner, and he will make it 7 in a row. Zingy wins the sprint race in Brazil. Ruleton takes P2 and Nifo in P3. Zingy takes the win for the sprint race. Ruleton in P2 and Nifo in P3. Then we have Sidewinder in P4, Iga Prostra, Casper Sky, Cisco, Cohen, and DNFing earlier on was Luke and Marco, of course. Go! Who's gonna get it into turn 1? Zingy starts on the front this time around. Ruleton will not get the jump. Nifo in P3, and it's a little bit tight for the further guys behind, and that is Eager Pro managing to take it ahead of everybody else. Sidewinder, Luke moves up the order very, very quickly. Strong not able to get back into this race, but Luke will get that position, of course. Casper Sky right behind Cisco, Cohen, Marco at the back. Marco not making any moves, but they still got a long way to go, of course, in this race. Luke having another look at a move. Is he going to be able to do it? But no. Sidewinder to the inside of Eager Pro. Now to the outside goes Luke. He's get up the outside line of the circuit. He's pushed a little bit. There's contact. Contact as Sidewinder makes a mistake and collides with Eager Pro. I don't believe it. Luke manages to make their way through. Casper Sky and Cohen switching positions, actually, as Cohen makes the move on Casper Sky. Casper Sky going to try and come back round the outside, maybe. Is it going to be possible? I don't quite know. He's going to have the inside line now. He's got a tight line, and that is the Ferrari on the outside line. There wasn't really any room. Casper Sky. Oh, that is so sad. But it looks like Zingy's very, very strong in the corners. Nifo right behind Ruleton, waiting for Ruleton to lose that DRS range. So they have to really be paying attention here and be extremely careful. They've got problems here with Cisco. Cisco's going to go for the inside line. They're going to have to leave the space. If there was contact, then I think that would have probably been Cisco at fault. He wasn't quite alongside enough, but still, Luke decided to try and survive that one, and he's managed to keep it for now. But 4.4 seconds is now the gap. The guys ahead are all in a train, so it's so difficult for him to catch, and it's even more difficult for him to catch if he's got Cisco right behind him. The rain is already here. We could see some very interesting things happen. DRS is still available at this stage of the race. Ruleton has managed to maintain it with Zingy. Nifo right there behind, and they wanted to try and get close enough to Ruleton. They were close for a while, and Ruleton almost lost DRS, but they managed to switch it around. Marco and Sidewinder both into the pit lane already, causing that reaction to happen. Onto the inters they will go, and that is the correct tire, of course. It's not going to transition into heavy rain at all. Now that is Ruleton into the pit lane. Zingy stays out. Ruleton looking for the undercut. So is Nifo. Luke, are they probably going to do the same thing? No, they're going for the overcut. So is Cisco. So the top three right now, Zingy, Luke and Cisco. Ruleton and Nifo could get a undercut here. Is it going to be powerful enough to get the lead of the race? Zingy, of course, leaving the pit lane right now. Ruleton will have the advantage. Their tyres are going to be warm. They've made a mistake. They've gone off the track. They've gone off the track. They will be able to gain a lot here. Will they be able to make the move on Zingy? That is the question. There's a yellow once again as Nifo makes a big mistake, and Cisco immediately manages to get through. Ruleton got close, but not close enough, as Ruleton is going to challenge to the outside as they go, and Zingy's going to let them go as they break early, but Ruleton makes a mistake. They've gone off the circuit. They don't want to get a time penalty, so they lift significantly, immediately lose the position to the Mercedes. A little bit of a twitchy moment there for Zingy, but an even bigger twitch there for Ruleton. They'll immediately lose that run, and they won't be able to go for the move into turn 4. So turn 1 is their best bet at this stage of the race. Ruleton makes a big mistake, and they manage to just about save it. They lose 3/4 tenths now on the straight because of that one. They're recovering it back just about, but that was so close. Ruleton wants to go for that second win this season and their second career win, but it was almost too much there. Nifo, are they going to be close enough to make a move? Will they get a good enough exit on Cisco to make a move? They were looking pretty good, but immediately makes a mistake and loses the run. Oh, a bit of a mistake there for Cisco. So the same as well for Nifo. Will he be able to challenge for the move? It looks like he's getting closer. Looks like he will have the run here to the outside. He will have to go as Cisco defends to the inside once again. Is it going to be enough though? Forces him to an awkward line. This is where he wants to go for the switchback. Will it be enough? That is the question. He's got the superior line. Will he get it on the traction? It looks like he will have a go. Cisco makes a mistake, but Nifo once again loses on the final few meters before the exit of the corner. They're just a little bit too early on the full throttle. Will they get another chance here? No. So close, but once again a little bit too early on the throttle, and it's cost it a lot. Gets a very good run. Does Nifo? Is he going to try and challenge? No. He's going to have to just sit behind. This might be a bit of a setup into the second DRS straight, but I don't know. Will Cisco get a good run? They got a pretty safe run, pretty good run, and Nifo will have to wait for another lap. Castle Sky has gone for the strategy that Luke went for, and going to try and gain something by going for the undercut. They have a pretty good reason to go for that gamble, of course. The only car that's going to overtake them is an AI car, so we'll have to see. A little bit early for the softs, of course, because they're going to wear out, but would the undercut be more beneficial than the amount of wear that you'd have later on? Of course, we don't quite know. Zingy immediately reacts and goes to the pit lane as well. The circuit is pretty dry. Ruleton trying to go for the overcut here, as you see, of course. Ruleton, Casper Sky warming up their tyres. Ruleton, he stayed out, but if you look at the circuit, it is extremely dry. It's dried up all of a sudden. Compared to the sprint race, it just wouldn't dry up. So it's very, very weird, but it's happened. Nifo into the pit lane. Are they ahead of Cisco? Yes, they are. Now, Rillaton will probably come out in P2 unless Zingy's made a mistake. Of course, Rillaton will have an advantage by exiting the pit lane and going for that alternate line that you have to go through the pit lane. But Zingy will have the advantage. They're quite a way ahead at this stage. And yeah, that is going to be probably a 1.5 to 2 second gap that Zingy will have, as I said. 1.5 second gap that they have right now. Will Rillaton be able to push and try and challenge for the move? It looked earlier like they would have a go. Running out of laps to do it, though. They're going to have to really try and get to that DRS range, and then probably have to save a couple laps and then go for that move. So they've got to do this very strategically. Rillaton goes for fastest lap right there. You see it. He's looking very, very quick, and he will have the DRS here on Zingy. And he also has another benefit of 1 lap fresher tyres. Will this be the deciding factor of the race? The tyres do, I will say, wear moderately around this circuit, and when they do wear moderately, they are pretty difficult to deal with. Rillaton gains very, very nicely. Might have a go as they really keep it tight on entry now to turn 3. Will they try and challenge for it? Is that going to be DRS there for Zingy as he's so close to Sharp? No, it's not going to be DRS. The flashing red light for the Mercedes. Rillaton is in control of this battle right now. They're in extreme control at the moment. This is Rillaton's race to lose, I would say. Yes, Zingy is in ahead at the moment. Rillaton has the advantage, tyre grip, and of course energy-wise at the moment. He has everything going for him. He just needs to plan this to perfection. Rillaton will have a very good opportunity to go for the move. They're going to have to pull out to the side and go for the move. There's a bit of contact as Rillaton tries to go as tight as they possibly can. Zingy opted to not go for that line, and there was just a little bit of a miscommunication. Now Zingy, you see, go wide on entry, trying to secure a very good line. You know, we know that he's very good on the traction, but Rillaton, from recent races, he's very good in a straight line, and he has a lot of energy. So, lap 34 to 36, Rillaton is in an amazing position to win the Grand Prix. It's not looking good for Zingy. Rillaton has every control. I don't really know what to say at the moment. They are loving life at the moment. Lap 35 out of 36, they haven't got long to go. They just need to stay ahead, and right now, it's going to be super easy. The energy, the straight line advantage that they seem to have. I know Zingy is catching a fair bit, so maybe the straight line advantage isn't that significant, but the energy just is. The ERS is so powerful. 6/10. Is it going to get to 5? Is it even going to be able to reach 4? It will go to 4, but not 3, and that will probably be a big enough gap for Rillaton, and he makes a mistake! I don't believe it! It's all over! Rillaton will take it. DRS, I think, will be available for Zingy, but it's not going to be powerful enough to get that gap back, and Rillaton just needs to cruise to the end, and it's going to be a win possibly. It's not got long to go. Rillaton has done it today. He's been so strong, and he's caught the reigning champion napping. Rillaton wins the Brazilian Grand Prix, and this time it's for full points. That is amazing. Zingy misses out on the win, and it's not going to be a consecutive record challenge. Zingy heartbroken there. Nifo recovers back to P3 after the issues they had earlier on. Really well done. Rillaton takes the win, and Zingy will take P2 in the end. Nifo in P3. You've got Cisco, Casper Sky, Sidewinder, followed by Igapro and Strut. Marco both disconnected, of course. Luke Cohen DNFing earlier on in the race.